off your camera.
So today I got super lucky. I was shooting a time lapse out on the block and I had the camera out on the bench. I was filming it and then I started looking at my phone and then I stopped. And then I went to the shop to go do what I had to do. And I was just doing work. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go next door to the coffee shop, film some clips. I had no camera. And then I was thinking, where is it at? Tore apart my whole store. Couldn't find the camera. And I was bummed. So I went next door. And as I walked in, the baristas were like, did you lose something?
Just the man we were looking for. You didn't lose something?
I did.
What did you lose?
How did you know?
It was customer brought it in.
The baristas were like, did you lose something? And then I was like, how did you know? But apparently, when I was pushing Jared, I grabbed the camera, stuck it in the little back bag that he has attached to his wheelchair. And as I went through the door threshold, it popped out and fell out. I'm a little bummed. I mean, well, luckily someone turned it in. So I'm so grateful for that. And throughout all of it, the only thing that I ended up losing was the little magnet for the mic mini. But that might be at home because that magnet is crazy. I don't know. Hopefully I have it, but damn, I got so lucky. I was bummed. I was like, what do I do now? Do I go buy a Nano? Apparently, there are good people still in the world. Not a lot, but there's a few. So I'm out of here. Hopefully I don't lose my camera this time. That's where I lost it. Or someone saw it sitting underneath this sign. So my daughter was telling me that Pizza Hut has a $3 pizza on Tuesdays. Today is Tuesday. I'm gonna see if that's true. You're gonna say, Russ, I thought you only eat tacos. No, I expand my horizons to pizza as well. A few other things. I was talking about culture to one of the baristas over there. He was from Mexico City. And he was saying that he loves Japanese food. And, you know, something that probably people wonder, like, why I don't eat a lot of Japanese food. And the reason being is I'm a fourth generation Japanese. And my grandma was actually born here. And she spoke perfect English. Well, my grandpa too. My grandma and grandpa were both born here and they spoke perfect English. And back in the days, if you guys know, World War II was not a good time. My grandpa would always tell me, like, being Japanese in World War II, that's the worst thing that you can be. And the way we were brought up, like the way my dad's side of his family was brought up, they didn't really, they tried to assimilate to American culture. So my dad, he didn't even speak Japanese. My uncles and my aunt don't speak Japanese. And a lot of that culture was lost. I mean, there's like some things that we just know, like traditionally, like at home. And they would eat Japanese foods. My dad was like Japanese, but I kind of think for the most part, what he ate was mainly American foods. And my mom, my mom came from Japan and she came as a kid. But again, she came during that time where she was still young. And she would cook Japanese food for us at home. She was still very much, she was still Japanese, like in a lot of her mannerisms and everything. And yeah, so she was Japanese in her mannerisms. And those still kind of stayed. But for me, my mom passed away when I was 14. And the last thing I wanted to do was learn Japanese or eat Japanese food, things like that, because I was a kid, and my mom also like tried to be American, so we would eat like ground beef tacos and spaghetti, things like that. It wasn't always filled with Japanese food. There's some Japanese food that I like, but I wasn't necessarily brought up on it. So it's kind of crazy. Like World War II, a lot of the Japanese culture was lost just because there was shame in being Japanese. Well, not necessarily shame, but you just weren't allowed to be Japanese during that time. It was a crazy time. So my grandparents were actually interned in Arizona, and that's where my family was. And then when they were released from the internment camps, they ended up moving to San Diego. So most of the people that they were interned with, a lot of them came to San Diego as well. They started farms and tried to build a life for themselves again. They were actually in Poston, Arizona. So that's the main reason why I don't eat a lot of Japanese foods, or I don't even speak Japanese. There's a lot of the culture that was lost. And it's sad, as I'm older, I wish that I knew. It's just when I was young, the last thing I wanted to do was, be Japanese and do Japanese things. I just wanted to be like all my friends. So my friend Omar, he sent me some Taco Tuesday deals. As much as I want to eat tacos today, I really got to redeem myself on the pizza. And I'm not saying Pizza Hut is going to be the pizza that's going to take over, but yesterday I had a real bad experience with that little personal pizza. So I'm thinking, why don't I get a personal pizza that will taste more like what I had in mind? And I want to see if this Pizza Hut deal is for reals. That's kind of a crazy deal. We'll see. We'll see if it really exists. Going back to internment camps and World War II and everything, it's just kind of interesting how it all worked out. My uncles, they don't speak Japanese, and they're just, it's weird. All through my life, all the older Japanese people that I knew spoke perfect English. And then later on, there was a second wave of Japanese people that came, a lot of them to do the manufacturing and everything in Mexico. And when they came from Japan, although we looked similar, it was just so different. They didn't speak English, and it was like a reset. It was a reset of the culture. So I have a lot of friends that are like legit Japanese. I mean, I'm legit Japanese, but they're Japanese where they were brought up in Japan, speak Japanese, understand Japanese culture. For me, I understand American culture. I just happen to look Japanese. Our private little joke is that, we're bananas, where I'm yellow on the outside but white on the inside. And there's a lot of shame in that, it's hard. I wish I knew a lot more about my culture. It's just, all of my family, they've all passed on, and we just weren't given those opportunities, nor did we want them, though. Now that I'm older, I have a lot of regret. I wish that I took the time to learn Japanese when my mom tried to teach me. I just had no interest, and I could learn by myself. A lot of people do that, Duolingo and all that. I've tried. I actually did attempt it, and I just don't have the, what do you call that? I guess it's like the accountability to always log on and push myself to learn on my own. That's why I'm always eating tacos, man. But what's funny, Pizza Hut is literally located next to a Japanese restaurant that I grew up eating at. But we're not here for that. We're here for pizza. What the hell is that? If you hear that horn honking, that's my alarm. It's broken. I'm gonna try to fix that right now. Apparently, they don't have that $3 deal. It was a limited time thing. It was a limited time thing and no longer exists. Not really fix it, but just temporarily. I can't be having that horn thing going off all the time. I already kind of took this apart so I understand the inner workings. There's these little dots on the circuit board, and apparently when you press the button, that's what makes it work, but they keep on sliding off. Fixed for now. Let's see if it's done. You already know this is going to be dinky. So I already know the disappointment that I have. Let's just do an unboxing here. Get it over with. Oh my God. Dude, I bought a pizza for toddlers. This is a toddler pizza. At that point, crap, why didn't I just buy a big pizza?